Talk to you about all the problems of Matt Bevin. He's a homophobic bigot. What the fuck? This is 2020 and you're still going to sit there. 1 out of 10 Kentuckians are gay. 1 out of 10 Kentuckians are gay. So you're going to sit there and say what? They don't deserve their freedoms and rights? He even complained about don't ask, don't tell. The religious schools they don't have to accept homosexuals into the, so that's bullshit. You're discriminating against people. I mean, what the hell? Harry Truman showed courage when he integrated the military. So he said, black and white, they're soldiers, they're the same. You know what? Why are we doing this? Why are we having segregation here? We're all Americans. We're all American soldiers. So Matt Bevin needs to show some courage when it comes to, he hates homosexuals, so he's a homophobic bigot. That's awful. That's terrible. When it comes to the economic situation in Kentucky, you got 17% poverty rate. You have, lots of essentially working poor too. So you got working poor people that are working 40 hours a week, but they're still not, making above a poverty wage. Clay Countyans make $10,000 per capita, so that's their income. In Clay County, meanwhile, his buddy's getting $213. Matt Bevin, he doesn't just have a platform, right? He's not just going to speak for these ideas. He has an entire body of work. He's been in the legislature for 3.5 years, so what has he done? The reason, I've already mentioned why I support the Second Amendment, so I'm okay, actually, with that. The heartbeat bill I'm not okay with. The carry concealed bill I'm okay with. And then school choice, even though he's done it for the religious right, the school choice is a progressive issue. There is no way the public schools is just going to fix themselves. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. When you put the money in people's hands, then the people are the customers, and if you don't make the people happy, then they go to a different school. I guarantee you public education would get fixed right away. Oh, yeah, you're going to have people leaving in droves because you're a bunch of asshole, dickhead, authoritarian pieces of shit, a bunch of careerists. Yeah, if you lose a bunch of money, then you're going to get fired. You're going to get people in there that are actually cool and inspiring and that actually, are great teachers. So that's exactly how you fix Kentucky's education system. Look at the poverty. Look at the abuse. Look at the health problems. Just go down the list. Kentucky schools has failed Kentucky overall. Yeah, you learn how to read and write, but have you learned how to get along with one another? Did you learn? Bevin is branded as a conservative. He actually raised 17 taxes on 17 different services. Somebody was saying, "Oh, I'm not going to vote for Andy Beshear. He wants to raise taxes." You have no idea. He's a Democrat, so you're just assuming that he's just going to raise a bunch of taxes. Tell me what taxes he wants to raise, because Matt Bevin has raised taxes. You hate taxes? Matt Bevin's raised your taxes, Kentucky. Conservative Republican Kentucky. Your taxes are getting raised right now. Yeah, I'm sure you give a damn. You only give a damn if taxes are spent to help people. When Matt Bevin is given $30 million to go out for these international fishing expeditions and he doesn't bring any companies back, you're okay with that $30 million being thrown down the drain? What about the $400 million for pension fund managers? Yeah, conservative Republicans, you care so much about taxes. You're so conservative. $400 fucking million on pension fund managers. You know you could have bought for $400 million? Free community college. Now you're going to be an asshole, right? How are you going to have money for free community college? That's what the Republicans will ask, but they don't ask for $400 million for pension fund managers. Well, Bevin says he needs it, so the system must need it. Are you sure he's not enriching himself? The pension, everything. One law to say the pensions had to tell, how much fees they were charging Kentucky, and then they also had to disclose the bidding process. Well, they went ahead and scratched those two provisions out, and they passed essentially a hollowed-out tree bill. And so when it comes to the pensions, Kentucky has no idea what the hell's going on with the pensions. You got these millionaire judges who work only for 1 or 2 terms, and then they make, $130,000 for goddamn decades. Well, there's some corruption. You could save some money right there. You could save money on the pension fund managers. Just how about instead of getting all these experts, Kentucky, I'm going to figure out the pension problem for you. Just have a pension fund and have one person, a pension guy. Maybe have a person who's elected to take care of pensions. So that way when it's not fixed, you can say that's the person. Maybe like a treasurer or an auditor or a governor, who knows. But get one person on pensions. And when the pensions isn't fixed, then you can throw that bum out. By picking just one thing, you can fix the pensions. So just take all the money and then just keep that money there and then, dole it out when people need the pensions. So don't use the money. Don't touch the money. That money is there for retirement. Don't, roll it on, on Wall Street. Don't take a chance on Wall Street to try to make some more money out of it. That pension He still has all the same problems that Kentucky had before Matt Bevin was in there. You still got child abuse, elder abuse, animal abuse, spousal abuse. You're still #1 in diseases, STDs, heart disease, all kinds of cancers, obesity, diabetes. You got a broken judiciary. You got out-of-control cops. There's no social safety net. There's homelessness. And Matt Bevin's going to say that porn and video games are to blame for the school shooting. So he's just stupid when it comes to the teachers. He doesn't like public school teachers, and so it's kind of insane that he says, get back to work, get back in those public schools. But I thought you said you only cared about the religious schools. Now you're in favor. No, he doesn't like public schools, so that is a stark contrast between Andy Beshear and Matt Bevin. Andy Beshear loves the public schools too much, and Matt Bevin loves the religious schools too much. So, let's meet in the middle on that. Matt Bevin also passed a right-to-work law. He turned Kentucky to a so-called right-to-work state so you could break a closed-shop contract. If the employers and the employees, if they sign a contract, now because of Matt Bevin, they can break that contract. Somebody can come in and they could just get hired, and the union just has to take it. So he's trying to kill the unions. That's awful. The only leverage working class people have are the unions. Now, since only is Matt Bevin a homophobic bigot, but he doesn't believe in life at all. He says he's pro-life, but he's going to throw people off of health care. Health care is life. So he's anti-universal health care. He tried to shut down Connect, or he did, the health care exchange website for Kentuckians. So he absolutely hates life. He can't stand anybody to have health or life. Health is life, and health is a right. But there's only 6%, but he's not going to try to help that. So you got all the diseases in the world in Kentucky, and he's trying to cut health care. Okay, yeah, that's fantastic there. He's shut down all the abortion clinics. There's only one abortion clinic left in Kentucky. He sent a cease and desist letter to Planned Parenthood, and he's essentially just been harassing these abortion clinics, the EMW Women's Clinic, and he won. And so there's only one abortion clinic in Kentucky today because of Matt Bevin. So those are the people that, wanted him to do something about abortion. He did, but that's, those are conservative changes. Usually liberals want to change things, conservatives want to keep things the same, or they want to roll back to a previous era. So when it comes to abortion, Bevin's rolling back to a previous era. When it comes to carry concealed, I guess he is kind of rolling back. But also, when it comes to school choice, discriminates against the Palestinians. He discriminated against the Syrians. He's discriminated against the homosexuals. So he's gonna, he's a hater. He's hating Palestinians, hating Syrians, hating liberals and Democrats too, and homosexuals. Just hate all the time. Just hatred, hate. Right? Yeah, Mr. Jesus Christ, right there. He's opposed to health care, so he don't give a goddamn about the lives of Kentuckians. He don't give a shit. He said he's going to remove the Jefferson Davis statue in the rotunda. He didn't do that. He lied. He said he's going to release his tax returns. He didn't. He lied. He passed the Blue Lives Matter bill. Oh, okay, so Samantha Ramsey gets shot in the chest, right? She's dead for all time. But let's make sure that cop who murdered her in cold blood is protected for the rest of his life. Does anybody else believe in the rule of law? Without the rule of law, you have no democracy. So if a citizen murders somebody and that's a crime, how come when a police officer murders somebody, that's A-OK? That's totally fine. They get immunity, 100%. Get on back in there. Hey, here's a gun and a badge. Keep your power. You get no punishment. Hell, we'll give you a 2-week vacation. Yeah, take, for administrative leave, it's just, whatever. Bothers me a little bit. It's kind of like the religious right when it comes to school choice. He's pushing for school choice. That's good. That's a good thing for totalitarian schools. It's good for competition. So, he authorized a bill for Bible literacy classes. So he wants to have Bible literacy in the classroom. My God, the best defense for atheism, read the Bible. Most people are just supposed to worship it and act like it's all great and gravy. There's a lot of crazy shit in there. There's a lot of rape. There's genocide. You can't spill your seed. The Abraham's daughters, what was up with that? So under Matt Bevin, I'm going to talk about the economy, but the Bible literacy classes, we need to have a separation of church and state. So I like to have a separation of church and state. You cannot establish a religion. So if you're going to teach the Bible, you got to teach the Quran too. You got to teach all the rest of them. So I am okay with Bible literacy classes as long as the Quran is added to it. And like I said, the best defense for atheists, read the damn Bible. Yeah, I would love to hear Christians defend their Bible. I would love to be in that class. That would be so fun. Oh yeah, the Bible is so wonderful. What about this passage, Psalms 139 verse 7 or 137 verse 9. Happy are those who take the little ones and smash them against the stones. So killing babies make you happy, huh? When it comes to poverty, Kentucky's in the bottom. When it comes to abuse, when it comes to diseases, Kentucky is the worst state in the union. When it comes to democracy, 19% turnout rate. Matt Bevin has no democratic legitimacy whatsoever. Nicolas Maduro is more of an authentic, legitimate leader of Venezuela than Matt Bevin is of Kentucky. So there's a lot of problems when it comes to the economy. He brags about 50,000 new jobs. Oh, wow, one new job for every 100 Kentuckians. That's not good enough. If you got 100 Kentuckians, you need 100 jobs. One new job for every 100 Kentuckians, how are you going to brag about that? So when it comes to job and wage growth, Kentucky is in the bottom of the nation. He raised taxes on 17 services, so what a bunch of fucking Republican hypocrites. Yeah, they care so much about taxes. No, they don't. They just want to be conservative right-wing assholes, and they don't even know what that means. They just go along with whatever their leaders say. Oh, now conservative means raising taxes? Sure, go right ahead, Matt Bevin, raise everybody's taxes. And he's got a foot in mouth. He needs to put his foot in his mouth more often. When it comes to the school closings, he's blaming teachers for the crimes that happen to children while they're in the home. What about parental, I think they're really stupid, insensitive comments. There's not much logic to it, a tiny bit, which is why people are mad about it. But just, what are you saying? Because teachers strike. That's why that girl in Shively got shot by her 11-year-old brother when her guardian or parent was just right outside the door. That's the reason, because teacher strikes happen. That's the reason why. No, that's such stupid bullshit. So generally, Matt Bevin, I liked when he went around with the camera and the legislature sitting there saying, where are all the congressmen? Where are the congressmen at? And so he was kind of, essentially trying to get all the legislatures back to the Capitol in Frankfurt to pass some laws. So I like, that kind of stuff. He's confident. His speaking style is very confident. He quotes American revolutionaries. He's always challenging his audience to do more than what they were already doing. And the only thing that could beat a right-wing charismatic radical is a left-wing charismatic radical, except for John Hicks. John Hicks is his own exception. But for the Democrats, essentially you got a left-wing Democrat and a right-wing Republican, but Andy Beshear doesn't have the charisma that Matt Bevin has. So he needs to up his game. Andy Beshear is essentially a centrist, and, got him elected, so might get him elected again. The Clintons did get elected once. But so many times, time and time again, the centrists, the people that act like Republicans, are run to the right. Allison Grimes ran to the right against Mitch McConnell. She lost. Jack Conway ran to the right when it came to Matt Bevin. He lost. Hillary Clinton ran to the right against Donald Trump. She lost. Hubert Humphrey. So just time and time again, these damn Democrats pretend to be Republicans, and you cannot out-Republican a Republican. So what you got to do is you just got to be a proud Democrat. So Andy Beshear's got, a mixture of things. He's a centrist compared to Jeff Young, Adam Edelin, and Rocky Atkins, all those candidates. He was the centrist. And so as the centrist, what he can do is, stand up for the issues that he's already talked about and just be his own person. Don't run to the right on the issues. Don't get worried about, I just don't agree with that. I disagree with it. Just be his own person. Don't act like a Republican. Be a proud Democrat. I think if Andy Beshear was to just be a proud Democrat and, not run to the right on these issues, just be your proud Democrat self. Sometimes we need mind. Sometimes we need some heart. Kentucky needs some heart right now. I'm talking about this a little bit. Baby Beshear needs to work on his speaking skills. He wants to move Kentucky up, not down, up. That tells me nothing. Baby Beshear, that tells me nothing. What would tell me something? If you talked about your progressive policies and your planks, and you talked about them in detail. You know what I'm going to do for Kentucky? I'm going to uplift Kentucky. I'm going to uplift the people in poverty. We're going to cut the poverty rate down in half. We're going to get more jobs in here for the working class people. We're going to get health care for people. We're going to make sure that people aren't just slipping off, just for some tiny little ailment. Now you got to declare medical bankruptcy. No, we're going to be here with compassion and love, and we're going to take care of the Kentucky people. He needs to have that populist rhetoric that Robert Goforth. If a Republican can speak a bunch of populist rhetoric, then Baby Beshear should be able to do it too. Listen to Adam Edelin. Watch Adam Edelin. Do what he's doing. Watch Matt Bevin. Do what they're doing. Baby Beshear needs to work on his speaking skills. If he doesn't, he's going to lose. And so he's not charismatic. He's elitist. He's kind of an uppity, right? Kentucky needs to go up, not down, because what? Kentucky people don't know the fucking difference between up and down. But going up, and that progressive, to move forward, to improve, and that progressive, be a proud progressive.